Okay, welcome. Last time we made a video regarding how you could graphically determine whether there's an interaction between factors. Today we're going to do it numerically. And this is found on page 157. There are two questions in this in this section. And we're going to answer question 1 today in this video. Is there an interaction between factors? So first of all, let's see if I can come in here and let you know that I am and not a bot that's making this. So let's get on with it. So two questions in this section. Does the effect of one factor depend on the level of another factor? And if there's no interaction, is there a main effect for a particular factor? So in this video, we're going to try to answer question number 1. We're going to use linear models in the partial F test, and we'll determine if these interaction terms are necessary going from x1 to x5. All right, so let's talk about the interaction plots. If you're on page 157, let's see if we can set up those plots that we have there. The first thing you want to do is set up the indicator variables. And to set up the indicator variables, remember you would go to Calc and make indicator variables. And say you did one for major, you would do that and you'd get these distinct values. And I would suggest you delete business because that's going to be our reference variable. So I did this both for gender and for the majors. So now let's see if we can get a plot of this, and we're going to go to Anova interaction plot. And I'm going to do the score because that's what I'm interested in. And rather than doing my indicator variables, I'm just going to go ahead and do the factors with what we had before. So the first one on the bottom of page 157 is with relationship to major. If I go ahead and do that, well, actually major and gender. If I do that, I get the graph on page 158. Remember, if there's parallel, there's no interaction, but then we have this one for bio, and maybe there's something going on there. And let's do the other way for the interaction plots. All I have to do is just interchange them. So instead of having gender second, if you put gender first, you'll get the plot that what you get there on page 157. Again, there's some parallelism there, but remember the data could have been different, and so we want to have a numerical way of figuring that out. So if you go ahead and turn the page to 158, we have a set of indicator variables for factor 1 and factor 2, and then we want all different possible factors. And so for this example, we would have, set 1 to be bio majors. Remember, we're setting 0 to be the business majors, 1 for the other majors, 1 for the PE majors, 1 for the psych majors. And then we add another variable, 1 for females and 0 for otherwise. And so this is where we get these interaction terms to see if there's an effect on our interactions effect. So here's our linear regression, linear model that we're looking at. Notice the interaction terms, and there are 10 betas as there are combinations. We had 5 here and 2 here. 5 times 2 is 10, and we're left with 10 betas. Everyone gets a beta naught. So let's kind of remind ourselves of what we would have for the male bio majors. Remember, that would have been 1, 0, 0, 0. And since they're male, they get a 0. And then since there's a 0, the last 4 will all be 0. And then for the business majors, we get 0, 0, 0. They're male, so they get all the last 5 are 0. And then for the other majors, last 4 are 0. The PE majors, the last 4 are 0. And then for the psych majors, we get the last 4 is 0. And so if we take a look at what we would have right here, we'd have beta naught plus beta 2 plus epsilon, beta naught plus beta 3 plus epsilon, and then finally beta naught plus beta 4 plus epsilon. Now the females will be slightly different. So the females, your initial code for being a bio major is 1, 0, 0, but then you get a 1 for a female, and then you just repeat the original part. You can plug those values in, but that's kind of a nice way of doing it. The business majors, for female, you get a 1, and then you just repeat the 4 zeros. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, and then finally 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. And so when it's a 1, you just repeat what you had in the first part. And so here you get beta naught plus beta 5. Everybody gets a beta naught, so this would be beta naught plus beta 2 plus beta 5 plus beta 7 plus a little epsilon. And then you get beta naught plus beta 3 plus beta 5 plus beta 8 plus epsilon. And you can kind of, everybody gets a beta naught, and then you could kind of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the same thing here, beta naught plus beta 4 plus beta 5 plus beta 9 plus epsilon. And so that's how we can use our code to figure out what our estimated score will be based on the major that you have and what kind of gender that you have. All right, so there's the signature. So let's go ahead and label what the significance is. All right, so for the males, this part from here to here will be beta naught. All right, so there's the average score for beta naught. And then this part from here to here between the females, you have to add beta naught plus beta 5 to get to that part. All right, now let's take a look at beta naught, or the bio part. Well, to get to here, you first have to go to beta naught. And then to get to the rest of the way, you're going to have to add on a beta 1. So this is beta naught plus beta 1 gives you, that's the females, sorry, all the way up here to beta 1 gives you, beta naught plus beta 1 gives you the male bio score. For the other majors, you have to add, let's make a little line across here, we have to add beta naught plus beta 3. And so beta 3 is the distance from this point to this point. And again here, beta 4 plus beta naught. Now let's try to take an example for the females then. Already we had the females go from beta naught to beta 5. Well, now we have to figure out, well, what happens? Well, we've got this distance here from beta naught to beta 5, and we have to add that part in. And so that's where we're going to get some additional terms. So if you're female, you're now at this level automatically. And then what you have to do is you have to then add or subtract different parts. So for this one, you would have to add on then beta naught plus beta 5. That gives you sort of like the female part.